ring, defending Cage Titans professional lightweight and welterweight champion, Joe Skeletour Giannakis.
What's going on, guys? I just wanted to post another video catching up with y'all and keeping you updated on what my plans are moving forward. It's been a little weird ever since my last fight fell through, and it's been hard. So don't think this is just like a depressing woe is me video, but it is just a video that I wanted to post to make sure that you guys are in the loop and to know what to expect coming from me next. Obviously, the UFC is coming to Boston Saturday, August 19th. I am not officially on the card. I have not talked to the UFC about being on the card, but I have heard that the card is pretty full. There's not a lot of more fights that they're planning on making, if any, for the card. They just are yet to announce all of them. So that's obviously sucks for me, but it is what it is. I've got a job to do. I got to train and get in shape and be ready to fight. So, you know, since my last fight fell through, it was like a month and a half, almost 2 months, where I wasn't supposed to be doing anything. I couldn't even eat anything too hot, couldn't eat anything too cold, couldn't exercise too much, couldn't stress too much, couldn't work. For a couple of weeks, I got back to work pretty quick because I need money. You know, it's one of those things where the fight not happening, I guess I kind of put too many eggs in one basket. You know, I sold my car to help fund that fight camp. I had sold a couple of my personal things, and I had gotten so many sponsors and saved up so much money to rush that fight camp and make it happen with such a quick turnaround from January. And I ended up paying the price physically, financially, mentally. After my fight fell through, I didn't have any money. I didn't have a car. I was in a bad place mentally. And obviously, I wanted to get right back to it and right back to work, but I had to let my body recover. So, you know, I ended up getting a new job. I was doing some landscaping. I was working like 50 hours a week, you know, some overtime, and just catching up on all the bills that I had fallen behind on from doing these fight camps. And eventually I ended up getting a new car, which I'm super grateful for. And now I'm kind of just slowly working my way back into my prime shape. You know, it's been hard with thinking, you know, this last fight against a UFC vet, I'm going to put him away and then I'll be undeniable for the UFC, right? And, you know, not like I knew like I was going to win and then 2 weeks later be on a UFC card, but I kind of had just been like, I deserve this, you know? And I was in a really bad place mentally after that fight had fallen through. You know, I'm on a 5-fight win streak. I have, minus my 2 belts, which I take all the pride in the world in at Cage Titans, I really don't have much to show for it. But I have improved as a fighter, which is something I've been reminding myself over and over again. Like, there are intangibles that I've gained from these fight camps and these successful fights and lessons learned in all of them, all the ups and downs. So, you know, it was a long, hard battle of just like mentally getting back into the swing of things. I did start doing online therapy, which has been a blessing all on its own, something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but I've never really had the money to do. So it's something that is a bit of a financial burden for me right now, but I knew for a long time that it needed to happen, and I feel much better now that it is happening, even if I do have to struggle a little bit more to pay for it, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of just coming back in all aspects, physically, mentally, financially, and I'm doing my best in all of them. I've been pretty quiet with the vlogs. I've said a few times that I was going to start recording, and I hadn't. I really didn't know how to set the tone. I didn't want it to be this depressing, like, this is how much my life sucks since my fight fell through. But I feel like I could wrap up all the negative and positive stuff from the last few months in this one video. So here we are. Like I said, I've got a new car. I've been able to make it to training. I've got a new job that understands my actual career, what I'm doing with fighting. So giving me time off of work to go to California and train is not a problem. You know, I face my mental struggles, and obviously everybody does, and I'm still fighting through them and doing therapy, and it's been working out pretty well. And financially I'm definitely in the lowest than the other two, you know. Physically and mentally I'm on the up and up. Financially I'm still on the low, and I think that has a big effect on my mental health, because it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm just sick of being broke, you know? When I was in my early 20s, you know, getting credit cards and shit like that, like, I absolutely tanked my credit, horrible financial decisions, didn't know anything about credit, I think was the biggest thing. You know, your parents always tell you, like, just pay more than the minimum, but there's more to that, you know? It's a game. Credit is a game, and if you play the game right, you can be very well off. I played the game wrong, I got burned, and I was catching up with a lot of credit card debt, And, during COVID and after COVID, I did catch up on it, and I was in a great place. But, I knew the job wasn't done. I had to get these fight camps done at AKA, and I've gotten them done with the help of all these sponsors. But I think the biggest thing that people don't realize is sponsors help me get to AKA. They help me sustain while I'm in California and training at AKA, and it means the world to me because, like I've always said, without these sponsors, it is impossible. It cannot happen. But also the thing that people miss is I still have my bills back home, Now I got to pay my car payment while I'm gone. I started therapy, so I'm going to be paying for that. Normal people bills, rent, pets, electricity, gas, stuff like that. I'm not complaining about the average man's bills. We've all got bills we got to pay. We've all got struggles. But I think that's a big thing that a lot of people miss is, like, I kind of live this double life of, like, I'm here in Massachusetts and I pay all my bills at home, and then I go to California and I don't have my car, I don't have anything, so I'm not working because I'm only there temporarily, but I have to sustain there. I have to get my supplements to training, back from training. So I'm paying for all of that all at the same time. So it's like paying for two lives, and it's hard. So I think that, like, coming back and recovering from all this credit card debt that I had from my early 20s and then jumping right back into it, I have a lot of debt that I pay for my credit cards because I've used them for my fight camps or like to pay bills here at home while I'm in California for fight camp. So it is really hard, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that's taken a mental toll on me is, like, I'm just sick of being broke, But, like, you guys are going to see that in my next fight. All my frustrations, all my sacrifices, like, it's all going to come to a boil, and it's going to be a super, super impressive performance whenever I step in the cage next. That brings me to my next point, trying to defend my lightweight title Saturday, July 22nd at Cage Titans. But it's very hard for me to find fights, and, it's also very to leave for California, put myself in financial debt, and then not get a fight. And it's also hard to, like, get in prime fight shape without a fight, because if I go to California and don't fight, I come home even more in debt. And if I don't go to California ASAP, I might end up getting a fight a couple weeks out from fight night, and then I'm ill prepared. So it's a very, very tough. We're working as hard as we can to get a fight, and I'm also just at that point where we may just be fighting, like, right out the UFC vets for our shot, which you guys know I'm down for. But that's one of those things where I'd like an 8-week camp if I'm fighting a guy that just fought in the biggest promotion in the world. He was making, at least 12 and 12,000, and I'm not going to be making nearly anything to that. Not a knock on Cage Titans or any local promotions, but local fighters don't make money. There is no profit. Our profits are T-shirts and ticket sales and stuff like that. Our purses, for the most part, if you're training at an elite level, don't pay your bills. You're lucky if they cover your fight camp. So it's a weird spot of, like, I would like my 8 weeks if I'm fighting UFC vet. I would like them to take the fight immediately, not like I say yes, wait 2 weeks for them to say no or yes, because that's 2 weeks less of training in California if I get out there for as long as I'd like. Like I said, this video isn't like a woe is me. It's just to keep you guys updated on what's going on. Cage Titans has a couple dates. We've got July and September. LFA has a couple of shows in July and August. They have one on August 18th in Santa Cruz, California, which is about 45 minutes away from AKA. So that would be convenient if I could get some time out in AKA and get out there. But not just me, any local fighter guys, sponsorships, ticket sales, t-shirt sales, do it. Buy whatever you can from your local fighters. Support your local fighters however you can. And if you don't have money, like their posts, comment on their posts, share their posts. If they post a video, just let it play in the background on your phone. The social medias, all their algorithms will see that video just keeps being replayed. They'll assume it's trending or it's popular or it's a good video, and they'll push it to the top of everybody else's For You page or Instagram page, whatever. So those are the way that you can support me and every other local fighter that you love to watch fight. But that is something that I think a lot of people sleep on, is they always, how do I support if I don't have money, if I can't give you anything? You don't have to give me or anybody else anything. You don't owe us anything. But if you love watching us fight and you love our performances, our best performances, those things are the best way to help us guarantee that we can do those things. The more you share, maybe you share sponsorship, a post seeking sponsorship, and your buddy who owns a landscaping company goes, oh, well, my buddy can't sponsor him, but I got a company, I'll sponsor him. Stuff like that. But as far as UFC Boston, as of right now, I'm kind of just planning on getting to AKA as soon as I can, just putting in the work for a couple of weeks and just being in shape and ready to make 155, And the best part about that is if I'm light and I'm within a range to make 155, I can also make 170. So I'm just kind of putting myself on the injury waiting list. I'm on deck. I'm almost at the batter's box. But if somebody steps out at 155 or 170, I'll step in. So that's where we're at for UFC Boston. I know everybody wants to see me on UFC Boston. I see all the tags, everything. You guys keep it up. Let's send the memo to them, and I'll take care of everything behind the scenes. But all the love I appreciate, and all the support, all the tagging on social media, it means the world. Crazy how many people have actually been tagging me like at random points in my day or week. And like I said, it does make my day that many people want to see me, one, succeed and do good for my family, and two, want to see me live at TD Garden. So I do appreciate everybody in Skeletour's Evil Army. It means the world to me. But yeah, that's where we're at. If you guys are interested in sponsoring me, just send me an email at info@JunettiMMA.com, and we could talk about my sponsorship packages and how I can help promote your business. I get people all the time messaging me about where can I donate, where can I do that. I'll tell you right now, I'm not asking for donations. I'm not looking for donations. I prefer sponsorships. If you have a business, even if your buddy has a business and you want to throw me some money, I'll promote their business. It makes me feel better being able to help you guys out for helping me out. But as of right now, it's just get in shape, get healthy, and train. I've been out of work for the last 2 weeks because I thought I'd be heading to AKA already. But, financially things have been tough, so I haven't been able to make it out yet. I've got a couple ideas on how to get out there for the cheapest and be able to pay my bills back here. But it's hard. So just don't think that I'm not putting the work in the gym. I have been, even if I'm low-key on social media or I'm not posting any highlights or anything like that. I got plenty of love for my sponsors. I got love for you guys. I'm putting that work in, and I'm going to try and get back in the cage ASAP. More and more it's looking like August or September, but I would love to get one more in before UFC Boston to even inch my way more into the contention of, being called up if somebody gets hurt. So is what it is. I will be training my ass off all summer long. I will be putting all the work in, and I will be UFC ready by August 19th. Whether they call me or not, that's up to them. But I just wanted to keep you guys updated. We all have our mental battles. We all have our financial struggles. We all have physical, injuries or disabilities, or you're overweight and you want to lose weight, or you're underweight and you want to gain weight. We all have that stuff. But the biggest thing is, talk it out with somebody. Get a journal. Write it down like you're talking to somebody, like you're writing a book. Your life is your story, your book. Seek therapy if you can afford it. I know it's so hard. If you can't, reach out to somebody and talk to them. June is Men's Mental Health Month. It's no joke, guys. Like, speak up. I know there's a stigma that we shouldn't be able to talk to people, but we can. People will listen. Guys, if someone wants to open up to you, you don't have to solve all their problems. You don't have to give them the answer that they should hear, they need to hear. Sometimes just an open ear, nod your head, say okay. And if they can get into a healthy conversation and they're kind of bringing these bad things upon themselves, then you can break it down with them and say, hey, maybe try this, maybe that. But first and foremost, let them know that they are heard and they are cared for. All we got is each other at the end of the day. So make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and let's all get through this. Life is hard. Life's hard for me. I'm sure life's hard for plenty of you guys, but we can keep each other going. So it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be social media. It can just be an open ear. So if you feel like you're struggling about anything, talk to somebody. And if you feel like one of your friends is struggling, let them talk. Just listen. And if you don't know, reach out to somebody. Reach out to a friend you haven't talked to in a while. Reach out to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while and just ask them how they're doing. Ask them how life's been, I've had some friends that I've been trying to reach out to more and more lately, and it's been the greatest thing ever for everybody involved. I have some friends that I haven't reached out to yet, and if you're watching this, I do apologize. Just if you consider us friends, just know I'm always thinking about you. If I get to you or not, it's not a lack of importance or priority. I just suck at communicating, and I'm working on it. We all have stuff to work on, but reach out to your friends. I've seen too many people gone too soon. Just recently we lost a very, very good kid in Arthur and Pofu. Rest in peace, Arthur. You will be missed and loved. And Arthur, if you guys don't know Arthur and Pofu, let me tell you this. He seemed to be one of the happiest people I have ever met. always smiling, always making everybody laugh. Easy fight, hard fight. He comes out celebrating. Had a loving family. So Arthur, we love you. We miss you. Everybody else that's been gone too soon, we miss you. Guys, girls, speak up. Listen to people. Reach out. As for me, I'm going to get back to the grind, doing what I got to do, and big things are planned for the rest of this year. So stay tuned. The vlogs are coming back, I promise. And if you want to watch some new streams, we have been playing some games on kick.com/JanettiMMA. I know it's not the Purple app. It's a little bit different. It's not YouTube. It's a brand new streaming website. It's a little bit more creator friendly. So if you guys are interested in supporting, come follow me. Kick.com/JanettiMMA. I'm going to be doing a custom controller giveaway at 75 followers from Cinch Gaming Controllers. But I appreciate y'all, and I will catch up with you ASAP. I got to go train. Have a good weekend. Peace.